Hello, and welcome to Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. If you are not getting the results you are looking for from your digital marketing efforts, this is the podcast for you. And now, here's the host of our show, the local business guy himself, Frank Deming.
Hello, everyone. This is Frank Deming, the local business guy, and welcome to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses. Happy Wednesday. Happy hump day, everyone. I hope you guys are having a rockin' week thus far. Today, I want to take you way back when I was learning the whole SEO thing. So I'm going to take you way back to 2005, 2006, or thereabouts. And I want to take you back to a quote that someone told me when I was learning this stuff. I took a couple of classes. I wanted to understand how all this was. So I went. I've always been a very technical person, and I was huge on education and getting yourself ready and all that stuff. So, before I went out there and I started to help people get found on the internet, I wanted to learn about it. So I took a course and I would learn a little bit about SEO. And the guy that was teaching the course said something that really resonated with me, and it was really simple. And there's a reason why I'm going over this today. So let me back up. There's a reason. Reason is someone asked me some fundamental things about SEO, and I was digging deep in my brain, and I said to myself, how can I explain this? What's the easiest way to explain this? So I figured he got it right away. And since he got it right away, I said, you know what? Let me share it with my audience, you guys, because sometimes you guys ask me, if I'm out and about and I'm meeting attorneys, and they say they hear about SEO, they hear the buzzword all the time, they understand what it is, search analytics, but what does it really mean? So I'm going to tell you the quote that my teacher told me that made me understand it a lot better. And then I also said the same thing. After so many years, I remembered this thing to this gentleman who I just spoke to, not too long ago. Anyway, the quote is, and it's made by an unknown person, by the way, because it wasn't the guy who taught me who made up this quote. This was made from an unknown person. SEO is like a puzzle. You have to put all the pieces together to get the best results. That makes sense. And I know it's probably like, well, Frank, okay, you're not teaching me anything. But, hang on for a second. Hear me out. I am going to give you the 5 puzzle pieces that you need to make sure that SEO is working right. So whether you use me or you use anyone else out there to do the SEO for your firm, you want to ask them these questions. So I would ask you to write down these things so that way you have them in your hip pocket if you're having a conversation with someone, even if it's myself. Put me to the test to see if I know my stuff. Anywho, so let's get going. I don't want to make this episode too long. I know you guys are very busy people working on all your cases and everything for your clients. So here we go. Puzzle piece number 1 is called keyword research. You've heard me say this a gazillion times on the show. If you're an avid follower, you've heard me say it many times. If you're new to it, probably the first time you've heard me say it, but I'm sure you've heard it before from others. Keyword research. That's the one piece of the puzzle that is conducting keyword research to determine the most relevant and valuable search terms to target. That's what it is. That's the piece that's going to determine everything. Okay, now, just before I continue, There's no one piece better than or more important than any other piece. All 5 pieces of this SEO puzzle, if you will, are very, very, very important for the success of your campaign. Okay, so there's not, I don't want you to think that, oh, if you do this right, you're good, or if you do this wrong, you're wrong. No, you have to do every single one of these correctly. So that being said, so that's keyword researchers. No, I'm listing it as number 1, but there is really no order. Okay, but number 2, there's no order in terms of importance. There's order in how you should do it, but in terms of importance, there is no order. So I'm listing it in the order of how you should run an SEO campaign. So number 1 is you should run it with keyword research first. What are the relevant keywords that people are searching for that are highly searched and has the least number of competition? That's the golden rule. Okay. Number 2, on-page optimization. A lot of people do this. This is something that I've seen when I've taken over accounts from other people. I've seen the on-page optimization that is on point, looking good, ready to rock and roll. So it's basically for those of you who don't know, is on-page is the optimization where the website's content, the metadata, and all other on-page factors you want to align with the targeted keywords that you did in step 1, number 1. Okay. And what you want to do is you don't want to bombard each page. I particularly rather do 1 keyword per page. That's my strategy. That's what I do. There are some others who say, well, Frank, why limit yourself? You can do 2 or 3, right? But you don't want to do more than 3. And it's true. They are correct. You can do 2 or 3. My strategy, and it's always been this way, and I'm not going to change because I've had a lot of success with it, is to have 1 keyword per page, period. And you're going to get a different opinion from different people at all times. We could argue back and forth on which is the best way. Really is a waste of time to argue about this because really and truly there is no right or wrong. It's whatever you feel works for you and your firm, and that's what you would do. But if you hire us, just understand that we're going to do 1 keyword per page. Okay, that's it. So that's number 2. Number 3 is link building. So let me spend some time on the link building thing here for a minute. It's the puzzle that is acquiring high quality backlinks from authoritative websites to improve your website's visibility and credibility in your search results. Now, this is the piece where a lot of people get wrong. Okay. I would say keyword research is done incorrectly as well, many times. I've taken over some accounts from people and they say, oh, these are the keywords that they were going after. And I'm like, you're going after the wrong keywords. You're never going to get there with these keywords. And then, so we've done that. Now, I've seen on-page optimization done right. Unfortunately, with the wrong keywords, but it's done correctly. But I've seen a lot of errors with the link building. And when I say authoritative sites, let's break this down for a little bit. I just want to make this down dirt simple so you guys understand. Okay. If you're running for president, you want to win the states that have high electoral colleges. For instance, Wyoming has 3 electoral college and electoral college. And New Jersey, the state I'm in, has 14. Okay. As a candidate for president, which state do you want to win? Definitely you want to win New Jersey because it has 14 electoral colleges over Wyoming. Now, here's the funny thing. Even if you win 4 states. I'm going to give you an example. So Wyoming, Alaska, I think Idaho, and one other state all have 3. So even if you win all 4 of those states, you still don't have as much oomph, and you still won't win if just by winning one state, which is New Jersey, which has 14. So you see the power of that. So that's SEO is no different. That's what I mean by authoritative sites. And what I've seen done incorrectly on many sites that I've taken over, when I do an analysis of their website and an analysis of their backlinks and their whole campaign practices, is I see a bunch of junk backlinks that's doing nothing for you. As a matter of fact, it's hurting you. So you want to get to the point where you're getting authoritative backlinks from reputable sites. You want a backlink from, say, a NewYorkPost.com, a NewYorkTimes.com, a WashingtonPost.com, a Forbes.com, some kind of publication that's really high ranked in your industry. Maybe some kind of family law or personal injury law or just law firm in general. Okay, IncMagazine.com. If you can get an article written in any of those publications and there's a backlink back to you, you got authority there. That's like getting, something like a Forbes or Inc., even Huffington Post. That's like getting an electoral college. That's like winning the state of California, which has 55 electoral colleges. Right? That's like winning that. So if you can do that, think of it that way. So you want the big hits, the big wins. That's what you want. So you want backlinks from those authoritative sites. None of these mini blogs that are out there that's actually hurting your credibility instead of increasing your credibility. And when I mean by credibility, I'm not talking about your credibility as an attorney, because that's going to be straight, but your credibility on the web as the search engines view you, because this is all about the search engine game, guys. Okay, so if the search engines are viewing you as a low credibility because of the backlinks that you have to your site, in other words, you're getting all these votes from all these poor authoritative websites, it makes it even harder for you to rank when you start getting the right authoritative links. Hope that makes sense to you. So even if you start doing it from a search engine perspective, your credibility is shot. You could be the best attorney in the world, but unless you're getting referrals from other attorneys and other clients and all that stuff, it's going to be difficult for you to perform well online. Now, there are ways to remove bad links and all that stuff, and we're not talking about that in this episode. But I wanted to spend some time in puzzle piece number 3 because it's the cornerstone of your campaign when it comes to an SEO campaign. Okay? I'm not saying it's the most important one, because having a link building strategy that's robust, but you have a weak keyword research behind it, it means nothing for the link building strategy. Conversely, having a poor link a poor link building strategy, but you have a great keyword research, still has the same effect. Terrible. You do nothing. It hurts you. Doesn't help you. Okay? So I just want to make sure before I move on to puzzle piece number 4, because I want to make sure I'm going to drive home the importance of link building. It's very important. You don't want to get this wrong. Okay? The 2 things you really don't want to get wrong, keyword research and link building. You don't want to get any of these wrong. On page, you could probably fudge around with a little bit. You could probably get away with some mistakes here and there, but you make mistakes in keyword and LinkedIn, and I'm LinkedIn, I'm okay. Keywords and link building, you won't get anywhere. You're going to be wasting your time. You're wasting time and effort. And no one's got time for that. Okay. So puzzle piece number 4 is technical SEO. What do I mean by that? And you want to ensure that your website's technical elements, and when I mean by technical elements, here's what I mean. Your site speed, your mobile friendliness, the structured data in your site, the way it's structured. You got to make sure that every single one of those things that I mentioned, your site speed, your friendliness, and your data structure, the site structure, I should say, it's optimized for the search engines. It can look great for you, for the naked eye, for the human eye. Wow, look, your website looks great. But if those 3 components are not right in terms of the search engines, it means nothing. Again, all of those things that you did, the backlinking, the keyword research, the on page, you just threw it out the window. Why? Because the technical SEO is wrong or it's bad. That's the key of this. See how the pieces work together? This is why we call it a puzzle piece. This is why I love that quote. I love the quote that I led with the episode with. And again, it's not my quote, and it's not even the person who taught me it's quote. It's someone else's who's unknown. But that's how he led his class. And that's what I want to lead this with, because it's so important. Technical SEO is something that's always overlooked, often overlooked. I shouldn't say always, often overlooked. The site structure is so important. The reason why that's so important is because as the search engines are searching your website and crawling it, it needs to find the data that the end user is typing. So if an end user is typing, how do you win? I got hit by a bus yesterday. What's the best way to win a case like that, right? And let's say you're a personal injury attorney and you wrote a blog specifically on that. You want to make sure that the site structure on your website is so on point that the second that person types that in, your website pops up with that article. That's what you want. Okay. But the only way you're going to get that is if your site has the right structure so that it's not confusing to the search engines that it's to be found, because it's like indexing. So I've seen take site structures like the search engines look at your site just like someone looks at a brand new book. So think about it this way. Someone wants to check out a brand new book before they read anything. What they do, they go to the index and they see how the index is laid out. Oh yeah, this is the top. This is a topic about this. Oh, this is the chapter about that. Oh, okay, yeah, I want to buy this book. This sounds like something I want to do or buy. That is what you want. That's what you call and that's what you want. That's so easy that the person makes a decision right there. So same thing. Search engines are going to look at your website just like that. That's when we talk about indexing your site. That's how it indexes it. And it's either going to be very quickly indexed or it's going to take some time. You don't want it to take time. You want it to be indexed very quickly. All right. So puzzle piece number 5, and I know I'm going to get some pushback on this one, but puzzle piece number 5 is analytics and monitoring. That is regularly, you want to regularly monitor and analyze your website's performance. Okay. You want to use the tools that I talk about often on the show, which is Google Analytics and the Search Console. Very important tools. You want to make sure that you want to, because when you have those tools, you want to identify the opportunities for improving and tracking what's going on with your SEO efforts. Without that, you're flying blind. And these are free tools, folks, so there's no excuse for not to get them. I mean, there are some paid tools out there that are great and are phenomenal, but I'm not even going to suggest them on this call because unless you're an SEO person like myself, there's no need for you to buy it. And you're not an SEO person. You're an attorney. You have cases to work on. You have clients to fulfill. You want to make sure that you you help the clients the best as possible, you don't want to be messing around with these tools. But you do want to put some free tools in there, right? Like Google Analytics and Google Search Console, because it's going to give you data as to how you're performing, and if you need to tweak a few things here and there. And, usually you'll hire people like us to do that. Okay. So anyway, I hope you got a lot out of this episode. I know I talked about SEO last week, but I wanted to bring this up this week as well, because it was such a great quote. And not too long ago, someone asked me, and when I explained it to them like that, exactly how I just explained it to them, the light bulb went on. And by the way, they actually hired us on the spot because I was the only one able to explain it to them in a way where they comprehended. So, hope that helps you guys, and I hope that if you at least you'll know if someone someone's trying to sell you some SEO, you know what to ask. You can ask these questions or just have them give me a call. All right, guys, this has been Frank Deming, the local business guy. Next week, it's going to be Meet the Attorney week. So stay tuned for that. I love my Meet the Attorney episodes. They're awesome. I usually get a lot of views, a lot of downloads for that. So be on the lookout for you. I have a great attorney that I'm interviewing, and I'm super excited to introduce that person to you. So until next week, this has been Frank Deming, the local business guy. Take care, folks, and bye for now. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Marketing Solutions for Local Businesses, the podcast where you will discover all the latest and greatest digital marketing tools, tips, and strategies you will need to implement in order to stay ahead of your competition. Don't forget, any links that were mentioned during the broadcast will be available to you in the show notes, so be sure to grab them while you have the chance. Incidentally, if you have any topics that you would like for us to discuss on the show, be sure to send an email to the email provided in the show notes, or click the Contact Us link and let us know what topic you would like us to help you with, and we'll be sure to add it to our schedule. If you would like for Frank and his team to look at your digital marketing presence and give you a free evaluation, simply click the Request a Free Consultation link in the show notes to get a hold of them. That being said, until our next episode, make it a successful digital marketing day. Peace out.